Okay, there's this video I want to talk about quickly, okay? But before I talk about it, I just want you to watch it, okay? After watching, we're going to talk about it very quickly.
Hey, ebe ji achara akpa rọdụ ndị rọdụ kwado kwuru na ahịa rọdụ na-achọkwa ịkụ akụ. Ahịa rọdụ akụkwa na ọkwa achara ka anyị jizikwa akpa rọdụ. Ọkwa achara ka ndị ezinụlọ jizikwa akpa rọdụ bịakwanụ m ọrụ. Ezinụlọ zụkwara ọkwa new version ka anyị nọzikwa. Anyị anaghị amụzikwa ọrụ ma pila ma dekino ihe akwụkwọ ụlọ elu 2-story building ka eji achara akpa n'Umudiala n'Ezinifite. Onye chọkwa ọbịa ya ajeje ọdụ kwụkwọ ọtọ bụrụkwa achara ị na-afụkwa ya. Onye chọkwa ọbịa nye nọmba achara bụkwa pila achara ka eji wee kpaa 12 mm.
Okay, so you just watched the video. So this is what I'm going to say very quickly. Whatever you see anybody do with bamboo, whether it's in Nigeria or anywhere you're seeing it, it has not been certified yet. It's in the research process, okay? So using bamboo for reinforcement, has not been adopted into any code as an engineering material. Bamboo has not been adopted by any code as an engineering material for now. It's still under research. So nobody is supposed to use bamboo to replace reinforcement because there are a lot of limitations. Number one, even though you test bamboo and you discover that bamboo has a very good yield strength or tensile strength as you call it, compared to steel or even more than steel, bamboo still has a lot of limitations. What is the rate of water absorption in bamboo? You need to understand. Bamboo absorbs water. Don't forget it's an organic material. Then what happens to that bamboo over a long period of time, when it's inside the concrete, what happens to it? What happens to the bacterial reactions inside the bamboo? These are the things you need to understand. Then another important factor there is when we are looking at the fact that reinforced concrete rod, it's a solid material, okay? But bamboo is a hollow material. So how do you translate your area of steel in your design to bamboo? How are you able to do that translation? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to talk about. If for those who are not engineering inclined, what I'm trying to portray here is this. When you do a design, let's say I'm designing a column, a pillar, like you commonly know in your game, and I have a particular area of steel that I'm supposed to translate into bamboo to know the number of rods I'm going to use and the diameter of the rods I'm going to use. How do I do that in bamboo? Because bamboo comes in different sizes too. So how do I translate that into bamboo? How do I do that design? How do I translate into bamboo? Because in the aspect of reinforcement, we are talking about the square area of the reinforcement. If I'm to talk about square area in bamboo, don't forget bamboo is a hollow section. I cannot talk about the complete square area because it's not solid. So these are the limitations too. So all of these things are still under research. In fact, I tell you, there is no code that have adopted bamboo as an alternative or a substitution for reinforcement. No code. There is nothing like that. Okay. So whatever they are doing, bamboo is a research thing. And that research, I'm telling you, is going to take up to 50 years because there's going to be able to have a prototype building. We are going to research it in such a way that we'll have a building designed with bamboo or built with bamboo, and that building has to be observed for, let's say, a minimum of 50 years because all engineering structures are supposed to last for 50 years before you start thinking about maintenance, okay? So that building, whatever you're using bamboo to do, is supposed to last for like 50 years, and constantly being used. Then maybe after 50 years, we now check the integrity of that structure. Is it still good? Maybe do a destructive test, open the structure, check the state of the bamboo inside the structure, and check for the integrity of that structure. That's the only way bamboo can now be adopted. For now, it has not been adopted in any code. Despite the fact that it has a very good yield, one of the things you need to understand is we are not only looking at tensile strength, we also look at elongation. Okay? Even in your reinforced steel, when you're using reinforcement, your steel for reinforcement, if you have a good steel that is very sound in tensile strength, if it doesn't have the required percentage of elongation, that steel is still a bad steel because there are so many carbon inside the steel. So what I'm trying to say is this: in engineering, everything is important. Okay, so I have also seen some other designs where people do with bamboo where it has been sliced. People sliced it to put inside slab. Some they just put different sizes. So how do you come about this? How do you know? And even the people that did the test for bamboo, how was the specimen prepared? And how was it tested? How was the elongation measured? That is the change in length over the original length. How was it measured in bamboo? Those are the factors we need to check. Okay, so all these things are the common limitations you're going to have. So bamboo is not and cannot for now be used as reinforcement, as an alternative for rod, like your rod. It cannot be used. Okay, so those people that are using bamboo, I don't know who told you to use bamboo. I don't know which code you are using, because we use the British code and we use the Euro code. Even I'm also familiar with the Indian code, the Indian building code IS 456. There is no place where bamboo has been used in the code. You understand? There is no place it has been recommended. Whatever you're seeing them doing in India is still a research work they are doing. Forget the fact that they post it and you see them. They are still research work. It is after the end of this research that the results will now come that, okay, fine, you can use bamboo for this. And I'm telling you, they won't use bamboo to do everything. So let us relax first and wait for the research to be over before we start adopting and start saying, bamboo better pass steel. Oh, Oga, no need to buy rod again. No worry, come and use bamboo. Enter the bush, you cut bamboos the way you like. You don't even know if the bamboo should be treated, if there are some things that are supposed to be done to the bamboo first before you use. You just cut different sizes and you throw inside there. And if you watch the video I shared initially, you're also going to see the thickness of the slab. It's still the regular thickness of slab, and you're using a bamboo that is even the section itself is up to 50 mm, some 30, 25 mm, and you're throwing that inside the slab. So what is your concrete cover? How do you get sufficient concrete cover? So all of these things are limitations. So our guys, you people need to calm down, be calming down, and stop bringing in things that will cause problem in the future. Whatever work is being done in bamboo is just something we need to relax and wait for the result to come out. Wait for it to be introduced into our code. Wait for it to be recommended before we start using it. Okay? So that tomorrow somebody will not just go into the bush and cut another type of wood and come and say, this wood, if you try to stretch it, it can withstand a high level of tension. So if it can withstand a high level of tension, we can now be cutting this wood and be using. This is craziness. Okay? So let's calm down. Let us wait until this has been properly and officially adopted into the code, that okay, fine, engineers, you can now use bamboo to replace steel, before we can now start using it. And I'm telling you, whatever happens in the future, there's going to be a lot of limitation when it comes to using of bamboo. Series of limitation. Bamboo surface is smooth. I'm going to bond with concrete. Don't forget, bamboo surface is very smooth. Our steel is not smooth. Okay, so how is it going to bond with concrete, when you're casting them together? So all of these things are things we need to understand. So it's important that we understand this. For you, they do that thing where you do now. Calm down. Don't go be house, don't go for a key person tomorrow. If your client never get money to buy rod, tell them, so Oga, be the one where you fit bill now. No go cut bamboo for bush, start it throw inside slab. Tomorrow you say, I did it and the thing worked. Forget that thing, that engineer they talk now, nonsense. I have told you. And you client, it's not all the advices you take. Please, get professionals. Don't just carry anybody to do some jobs for you. Get professionals to do jobs for you. Except you just want to do an experiment. Good. Do an experiment. You are not supposed to live there, because we don't know what is going to happen in future. Okay? So thank you very much. See you guys in my next video.